Hey man, y'all need to tune in immediately, right now. Stop everything that you're doing. Log on, ComptonMania, follow ComptonMania, tune in. ComptonMania, it's Hub City Dre. Yeah.
We are going to make an Haoommm intro right now. I heard there was a radio show that was really a podcast. We've been waiting patiently for the ratings skyrocket. See, radio show, but it's a podcast. Oh yes, but it's a podcast. Yes. But it's a podcast. Haoommm Radio, but it's a podcast. At Nate the producer, I am Deavion. Good night.
Haoommm Radio. Haoommm Radio. But it's a podcast show.
Welcome to the Haoommm Show, brought to you by ComptonMania, and your host tonight, Sho Tyme Watkins.
So I heard there was a radio show, but it was really a podcast show. Haoommm. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, what's the deal? The theme of today's show, I guess you could say it's kind of cold. It's Alaska. Have you ever been to Alaska? Me neither, nigga. Except for the people in Alaska. I mean, Alaska's so damn cold, I think the bears are numb. They say bears are supposed to hibernate. But every time I'm looking at the magazine, I see them jumping through the snow. And think about it. The fishes in Alaska. What type of fish want to swim in ice cold water. That's a crazy fish. Swimming and damn near getting stabbed. Tilapia, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great show for you today. The reason why we're talking about Alaska is because the guest that we have on this show is from Alaska. And he black. like, I didn't even know niggas was in Alaska. Like, yeah, they're there. We are there. Yes. And he's a cold brother. But he's warm, but he's cold. His gift is so, like, ginormous. That's why he's the intro to the show. I know I'm talking long. This is my boy. My boy. Like, you can feel it. And all you guys will feel it, too. Ladies and gentlemen, straight out of Alaska, came all the way to ComptonMania. I give it up for none other than... Okay, I'm gonna put the stars and shit. You go, this is gonna be dope. Deavion. Haoommm!
Haoommm Radio. It's a podcast show.
Haoommm!
Yeah.
Man, I need some promotion. He needs some promotion. Promotion? Promotion. Yeah, okay. Alright. Come over here. B&L did it. Okay. You got it. B&L did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I like that. That's, you know what, Cam? Yeah, we gotta trademark that. Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, right. It's been done before. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Haoommm. Like, I mean, wait a minute. Before we even go from point one, this is the intro, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this is awesome, bro. Thank you for that.
Thank you. I mean, of course, thank you for asking me, brother. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was hella on the whim, and it was just dope. It was like, yo, you think of an intro? Nate was playing out, saying, let's do something. It was a vibe.
Man, that mess was, I had to
completely freestyle, by the way.
Yes. And you see, Cam, we got to put out the full version where at the end of the song, while he's backing off, he's like, am I still in frame? And he's still in frame. I know it don't sound funny, but it was funny. It was super funny. But that's dope. So Deavion, man, let's see, where do we start? First of all, before we go to the beginning, this album, let's get straight to this album.
Okay. Yeah, album.
Dude, it was so freaking dope. And you know what my first favorite song was?
It's My Fault?
No.
Damn, sorry, I missed it. I Hate Me Too?
No.
Don't Let Me Go.
Yes.
Third time's a charm.
Don't let me go, baby. Don't let me go. And the crazy thing about that song, first of all, you already know I freaking love that song.
Yeah.
But ComptonMania News episode 4, you will hear Deavion singing "Don't Let Me Go."
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do it tonight. We should do it tonight.
Okay.
For you.
Man.
But I don't have a really good performance of this yet, so.
Booyah, booyah. So let's talk about where you're from, Alaska. That's why I talked about Alaska so much. What part of Alaska?
Born and raised Anchorage, Alaska, 907. Stand up. We in the building. Coldest brother you ever meet.
Wait. So what's the city again?
Anchorage.
Anchorage. That sounds like a straight all-white town. About how many black people is in Anchorage, Alaska?
Anchorage. There's actually a lot. Well, this is a cheat code. People don't know that like most black people end up there because of the military. You got two big military bases, Air Force and the Army. You got Elmendorf Air Force Base and then Fort Richardson Army Base. And they just recently connected them two. So it's like all the black folks in that pretty much almost city is from the military. But there's a lot of hood niggas that came up there from the lower 48s too. That was also
shit.
Yeah, bro.
No shit.
We're like the top.
They get it papa in Alaska.
We're in the top 5. No lie. You can Google this. Top 5 crime states per capita. Like we have the highest crime rate per capita.
Why does it seem like that? Like in some of the poor neighborhoods. I mean,
because it's so concentrated. Like it's because you got to think Anchorage is the biggest city, so it's like most people live there. And so like when you got, and it's not a big area,
right?
Not a big land mass. But Alaska's the biggest state. But like all the people in Alaska are concentrated into like 2 or 3 like not too far away cities, which is kind of funny. So yeah, when you get into that situation, bro, and people like congregating in these
like this areas. Was the weather? Was it so like I know some days it never get dark, some days it never get cold. Like I mean light day, but it be cold as ball. Like you really out there, you really like freeze your balls off out there. How are they having babies?
I was cold as balls before it even came to show.
Dang, but like really, like how is it growing up in Alaska dealing with those elements?
Bro, it's different. I tell people all the time, bro, I wouldn't wish an Alaskan winter on my enemies. It's tough, bro. It's tough. And it's like, honestly, like we all know, even if you're African American, bro, you're meant to be in the heat. Like your birthplace is Africa, so your being thrives in the sun.
I just don't like it too hot because like I'm one of those dudes. When it get hot, I just start cussing.
Just want to fight.
Fuck.
It wouldn't be getting hot.
No, but you're right. You're right though. Like we tend to be in warm places.
Yeah, we do best in warm climates. So it was tough, man. Like I remember going to school and it'd be below 0, bro. We still gotta go because they used to keep them streets clean, bro. Street sweepers for snow. Like, it snows all the time. Mm-hmm. Street sweepers, bro, they be going like 5 o'clock. Oh shit! Like, we hardly ever had snow days, believe it or not. Like as much snow as Alaska gets, we hardly ever had snow days.
Wow.
Because they'll clean that shit off quick, bro. Streets would never really be like it'll snow overnight and the next morning. You'd be like, you'd have some big ass snowbanks on the sides of the roads, right? But the streets would be clean.
So, is being in Alaska is like being a snow driver. Is that like the job though? Is that like the job?
Snowplow?
It's like I want to be a snowplower.
I don't know. I don't think so, but it's definitely you definitely gonna always work.
Because you know how like everybody's on Amazon, right? Ladies and gentlemen, somebody is going to the hospital. We will say a prayer for them in Haoommm. And since it has came by, let's just go to a commercial break. Yeah. DNL, take it away. So the job, like, was it like, I know out here, like, ladies and gentlemen, they're still on their way to the hospital. So let us say a quick prayer. It might be the police here, whoever it is. Like, let's pray that they, we shooting, but they don't know. Back to what we're saying. So like,
we shoot, but we not shooting.
Right, not that kind of shooting. Don't show up, Mr. Blur Blur. So, like the job. Yeah. Like Amazon is it for like, say if you don't really have a career, you need some money that can, get you and your family through. You'll probably do that. That's not how it is with a snowplow.
Isn't that crazy though that Amazon is like that big? Remember when like Amazon didn't exist 5 years ago, 10 years ago?
That's crazy.
And now that's like the job to have is you work for Amazon. Isn't that a wild concept?
That's a wild concept. Kind of like Deavion, right? Plug. So, like, okay, now let's talk about you and your gift. And how long did you know that you could sing the way you sing, bro?
Honestly, it took a while because it was like I always tell people like people trip out my voice now, but like growing up, like I was in a family of singers, so like when I came to a Lower 48, it was like Superman leaving Krypton because you're from a place where everyone can do what you can do and probably better. Now you're like the only one that you know, and like I keep running into people and I'm like, damn, you can really sing, damn, you can really sing, and I didn't realize how crazy a concert was. Like, I literally was walking around my whole life thinking everybody could sing, no bullshit. Like even up to like high school, and then I moved to Lower 48 when I went to college, And I was like freaking people out with how I could sing. I was like, bro, that doesn't even make, how the fuck do you sing that good? Like they couldn't understand it. And then like my cousin was actually the first person to really make me believe that I could have like a music career when I moved to Florida. So I really didn't I could sing my whole life. I didn't believe in my ability to do music and sing until I was like in my 20s.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how old are you now?
Bro, I'm 34, about to be 35.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh man, shit over here. I just don't look it black on crack.
Touchdown. So let's go into like some of these songs in specific. I know I'm jumping around, right?
Handle, bro.
It's this song, It Wasn't My Fault.
Oh yeah.
Like where do the inspiration come? Because every song that I hear, it's its own story.
It is. I'm glad you caught that. I don't really like, not to say I won't make like songs just about like girls and relationships and all that stuff, because I do that too, but it's just like everything has a very specific meaning to something that actually happened in my life, and it follows like a specific timeline of stuff that was going on when I wrote it. Like I wrote this, and that's another thing too, like this album was very important to me because it was completely written, arranged, and like obviously performed by me. And I love it because it's so personal. Like every song you say has a story, and that's why I really appreciate the fact you picked up on it, because every song does have a story. So My Fault is a very specific story. My sister's gonna hate me for this, but I would say it. Me and my sister, we're roommates right now, which is funny, but like when she moved here, it felt like, you know, like she's my older sister, and so like when you have older siblings, they're always trying to son you and all that. Exactly, bro. And it got to a point where I was just like, because she's a very introverted person, I'm a very extroverted person, and it got to a point where I felt like I'm not doing anything right, and I feel like I'm a good person. I try to do the best to like look out for you and to help you out too. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, can everything I'm doing really be my fault? But then it also translates into like a double entendre. It's like it goes for relationships with females. Is it really my fault? Like who cares if my bread ain't right if I'm trying to right these wrongs? That's a weird
message. Who cares if my bread ain't right? As long as I'm trying to right my wrongs. And if you don't understand that, fuck you, bitch! Back to it.
So exactly. So
what did you just say?
What?
No, I'm not saying it about the sister neither. That's I'm sorry. I had a showism.
Yeah.
Showism.
He had nothing to do with you. She loves you. He just met you.
And we're back to it.
No, you didn't. You met my sister. You know.
Yeah, your sister's dope.
Yeah.
She's dope as hell.
She's dope and she's a screenwriter, so she's hella talented. But she's very introverted. So it was like, it started out with that. Cause I remember going to do that, and I was like, damn, bro, she's really on my case. I really was like, I always talked to Haoommm because it was me and a producer that did that whole album. It was me and one other guy.
What's his name?
Lucas Lucero. Shout out to Lucas. I just kicked it with Lucas last night.
Last night, Lucas, you kicked it. Hello, great job.
Yeah, he's the truth. He's dope. He's from Miami. But yeah, so that's the homie. And like, I came in, I was like, bro, it's like, can it really be my fault? Like, am I really like that shitty a person? Because like, people just on you all the time, make you feel like I can't be as bad as you make me sound. Like you make me out to be. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a trippy thought just on that. Like who really has like do everybody out there go through those emotions where you just be like, damn, am I that fucked up?
Yeah,
like do everybody take self-actualization as a thing?
Yeah.
And you made it into a song.
Later.
Like you could have like not even like this, but in any situation, like when you looking at a situation and maybe you felt like you were done wrong, but when you look at a situation and be like, if I did do anything wrong, what could I have done better?
Yeah.
And if so, was it really my fault when this was my intention?
Exactly, and that's literally what the song is about, bro. You described the song better than me, and I wrote this.
Well, I don't know. I just feel it. That's why I'm Showtime. Oh, yes, feel. Now, let's talk about how you come from being a 20-year-old from cold as balls, Alaska, where somebody can literally freeze their ass off and their ass turn into a bottle of ice.
Literally.
And then you put them inside a big giant tub of tequila and we all have a good time. No, but
Cheat cubes.
cheap cubes. Nah. Okay, stop it. So you go from being a 20-year-old who don't even believe you can make a song to now.
I was actually 17 when I left. When I was 20-year-old, when I found my sound. Yeah.
Okay, so we can say 17. And then you make this album where you wrote it, you produced it, you arranged it, you did all these things, you watch it come to fruition. When you hear yourself, when you listen to yourself, what type of feeling, good, bad, whatever, do you feel when you hear it?
You know what's funny? You actually been inspired me to listen to it more because you told me how much you loved it, and I was just like, cause I'm so like on the go. I'm so like on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. You know, it's like I think that's a good thing that Corona has given us all. It's like time to reflect. And when I started really listening to it, I was like, I was on some shit. I was in my bag. I was definitely speaking my truth, and it's like because every song to me is like a time capsule or a teleportation device. And so now that I have made it, it's a project. It's out, it's streaming on all major platforms. Go get it. It's called Clean Slate. By Deavion, D-E-A-V-I-O-N, I think I'm super.
That spell it like that, right?
Yeah, D-E-A-V-I-O-N.
Both of them.
Clean Slate, the album, check it out. All major platforms. Shameless plug. But yeah, so when I was writing that, like, everything, like, even now, like, certain songs, this is a trippy thing, too, about writing songs. Because certain songs I was living then, but certain songs I wrote back then, I'm living out now.
Straight up.
It's like I was like speaking the future
things into existence.
Yeah, intentionally or unintentionally. That's why I think a lot of these niggas be rapping about jewels and cars and stuff. It makes sense when I look at them like, your words have power, bro. You put that stuff out there, shit.
They really do.
You know what I'm saying? You want a Lambo, bro? Write a song about Lambos.
Straight up. And on that note, check out Davion's song. It wasn't mine.
Is it really my fault? 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 Guess I'm just trying to make the next part the best part of me. But every other time I talk to you, I can't even think of what was the problem. If you don't need me, you should just leave me. Yeah. Is it really my fault? But tell me now, is it really my fault?
They're still going to the hospital.
I'm so fucked up.
Oh, we're rolling? Haoommm! And we are praying for that family that's still going to the hospital. You got to keep that too. Anyway, so Deavion, bro, this is a question that I ask because when we're going through our journey of life, of self-discovery, following your dreams, there's certain things I want people to feel.
Oh, yeah.
Like feel, not always react, but feel.
Mm.
Was there any a time in your life where you felt like you were not going to get out of a situation or something that you were not going to overcome or something that just left you in a spot where you just felt like, fuck this, bro. Fuck this.
Yeah. Yeah, man. As you said, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This definitely, this quote on my shirt has a very deep meaning. It really describes the picture.
Through hell and back.
Yeah. Right.
Are you back?
I'm back.
Then go take your ass back to hell. Then come back again. Then take your ass back to hell. And when you come back that time, you bring the head of that devil and you step on his ass and you say, you come to my world, motherfucker. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. This is my favorite show ever.
I've heard there was a radio show.
It's really a podcast.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that was great. All right, but yeah, no. So, I said the craziest thing that I felt like I didn't know if I was overcome with actually, like this shirt says it on the back, was because when I first LA, this is my journey to and through LA was intense because the first 3-4 months I was here. Like my dad convinced me, and we never really had a super strong relationship. I was trying to build a relationship with my father. You know what I'm saying? American black dad story. Everyone has one. And
they do. Some are better than others.
Yes. Some have a happy ending.
Are. Oh.
Yeah. Literally on the day when I took therapy, my therapist almost cried. I was telling my black dad story. She wasn't ready for it. But I digress.
She wasn't ready.
Oh my God.
Shout out to Kevin Hart.
Again, double tap on the Kevin Hart memes. We just did. That's lit. Shout out to him. It must mean something. Kevin Hart, you gonna fuck with us? That's what that means. We talked about you twice.
Philadelphia's own.
Right? Finest. Coming this summer. So it was crazy because, because at the time I was dating this chick and I was really in love with her. I ain't gonna lie to her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You don't want to say her name?
It's Itziela Ortega. She probably has a different name now, but she's married or she definitely got a baby. But Itzel, I loved you. You always have a special place in my heart.
You know what you got to do to her? You got to sing her, you got to give her a note.
Give her a note. This is funny. I actually will because I think her man hates me. And he would probably, hopefully, if they see this, it's going to be great. Because she don't feel some type of
Okay, you got to sing to both of them. Go ahead. What's her name again?
Itzel.
Itzel, and the Itzel you're with. This is for you.
Baby, you should let me love you. Let me be the one to give you everything you want and need. Baby, your love and affection make me your selection. Show me the way love's supposed to be. 'Cause you know we can't.
Fuck you like God. I'm just playing, no. That's totally. I'm just messing with you. We respect the. No, we're going to club. Okay, no, that was just comedy.
Talking to our, we
didn't rehearse
had to
that.
confirm with our producer.
I'm sorry. It was totally immature.
Push it.
Yes. I apologize, Miss Jackson. He's for real. I am for real.
Yeah.
Where did we leave? Okay, go ahead.
So then that happened, and I was like, I ain't gonna lie, the first couple months was tough because I was really homesick. And Drake had just dropped the Take Care album. So nigga Marvin's Room was on repeat. Fuck that nigga that you like so bad. I love you about the time. Yeah, so I was all fucked up mentally and emotionally. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, Marvin Room Interlude, my nigga. That was even more on repeat than the actual song. Kendrick Lamar.
Why does heartbreak?
Content's right on.
Do you feel like heartbreak sting us men more than it sting women?
Yeah, because we don't deal with our emotions well. Women deal with it way better, I feel like. Women know how to get into a relationship and get out of one way better than we do. They know how to compartmentalize their emotions and move forward. No, I'm good. Man, I feel like men in relationships are this is a great episode. Super, bro. Men in relationships are like niggas that think they can walk away from a bullet hole. Men in relationships, no, I'm good. They be like, yeah, I'm good. No, I'm straight, bro. I'm straight.
Straight up. I will make it through.
Yeah.
I will not be somebody's buster. I'm like, you're right.
Literally fucking busted out crying in the Walmart parking lot because you saw a bitch with a fat ass or reminded you of your ex-girlfriend or something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not dealing with your emotions.
It's so hard to deal with because you just want to have it together. Because the worst looking thing in the world is for a dude who just loses it. And now have in mind, it's okay, actuality. It's okay.
It's human.
But I don't want to be that guy in front of every sniffling.
Yeah, bro.
Like never. Like I don't think I'll. I don't.
Because they call it. There's a term for it. It's called simping. Simp if you start crying over it.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're still going to the hospital. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need to pray at this time. Seriously, though. Just to make it today, we got to pray. MC Hammer in the building. Yeah. So I'm sorry, we all Classics. Over the place.
Classics.
But when you came out here from Florida.
Yeah.
Were there ever like any times in LA where you just felt like you didn't fit? Was there like a culture change?
Oh, there wasn't. But I don't want to tap into that yet because I got to finish the other story.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because this is good. So what happened? So I was like deeply in love with her. I didn't want to leave, but I knew I needed to. I was like, if I don't do this now, I'll never do it. I'll never see who I could become or what I'm supposed to do with this music that's inside of me. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up making the move. She actually at one point wanted to move here with me, but I couldn't let her do it because she's really family oriented. She had a lot of family in Florida, and like she lived like she had a hard time living an hour away from her family. So you can't be if you have a hard time living an hour away from your family, you can't live across the country from them.
Right. And you made that decision for her?
Yeah, I had to, because she wasn't gonna make it. I know that sounds.
But she was really gonna come out here with you.
She was gonna come with me. Yeah, she said I'll come out here, visit, we'll figure it out, we'll work it out. I was just like, I don't know, everything in my spirit just felt like I was just, because like there are certain moments in people's lives they don't understand. Like I feel like you're really gonna resent me for this, and you may not see it now, but I feel like it's gonna build like crazy because you're gonna be missing so many moments in your family's lives and things that you're gonna want to do and stuff you're gonna.
Especially like if she had came and then Corona happens and then you can't even get back to your family.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about that? Like, I know we just went into this whole like craziness, but this is like for real. Like that's like such an unselfish thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't know too many people that would have like made that kind of a choice like that. Like you straight up told her like you would resent me for that.
Yeah.
So she's somebody who you still like freaking got feelings for.
Oh, without a doubt. I don't think like too much time. I want to say like obviously time's passed and we've lived very different lives now, but. Yeah, like, I think everyone, like, I don't think there's a person who I've dated seriously that they have, like, because they take up space, right?
I agree.
And it's like, if your heart was a hotel, like, there's still probably residents, but, you know what I'm saying, you're not visiting that room anymore. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like a song. I'm gonna have to write that.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Do you also think, like, in time, say, like, in this particular capsule, you dated a particular person, right? Mm-hmm. But when you come out of that situation, you still hold that dear because that was a part of time.
Yeah.
But I can't fit in this capsule anymore.
No, not at all.
But at the same token, I love that capsule.
You love it, yeah. It's like.
But it is what it is.
Exactly. It's like having these snow globes in your heart of like, oh man, that was. You wind it up. You like to look at the memory. You see the snowfall. Like, well, that was pretty. That was cute. That was a great experience. That was a good time. But you don't want to go in the snow globe anymore.
It's crazy because now that you say it like that, it makes me feel like different experiences that we go in life are different things we can take out of that and make it who we are as individuals. Which is really trippy. That's dope. Like, that really took me to a place. I hope it took you guys to a place. But it looks like it's time for us to hear another Deavion song.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Haoommm! In the late night hours, I'll be on your line in the late night hours. Don't be acting shy, girl, let's roll these flowers. I'll be on your mind in the late night. Don't act like you don't know. I'll be on your mind in the late night hours.
Haoommm! Now, about the greatest hardship you had in life. Continue.
Okay, cool, yeah. So basically, let me make a long story short. This is a long story long. So what happened was that I decided I wanted to come to LA without my girlfriend, but I was still very much in love with her. So the situation happened where I'm here for like 3 or 4 months. My dad had convinced me, yo, stay with me. I'm going to help you It's your music career, we're gonna get you off the ground and all this stuff, shit, whoop de whoop. And he was like, I remember I was feeling some type of way, like 3 or 4 months. And I was like, Dad, I think I want to go back. I'm just really sad. I really miss my girlfriend. He's like, bro, if you leave your dream and your potential for a bitch, you ain't shit, my nigga. I was like, damn.
Hold on, Tom. When he said that, what the hell's going on in your mind?
I was shook. I was like, damn, like, I was shook because, like, he's that type. That's just how he talked to. It's not even like, that's just normal
like
Dean Bethune speak. Like, he just talk crazy to you guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? He be serious as fuck. And so I was like, oh, damn, nigga. I was like, I already felt like I wasn't making good decisions. I was like, well, let me not make another bad one, I guess, at this point. And so I decided, okay, you know, I'm going to stick it out. You're right about it. And this time, just me, my dad, my little brother, and then my stepmom, which is his wife at the time. And then he literally, not only did he leave his current wife, which I forgot about that. He was married to someone. He leaves that situation to go be with another chick in Florida, the place where he just told me not to go back to be with a chick. So I was like, this is weird. And this is the craziest thing because shortly after, like 2 or 3 months later, we were in Redondo Beach. You know, it's expensive over there. And we couldn't.
I know this is like crazy. So he left you there with his ex-wife?
Oh, no. She already moved out.
So she moved out first.
She moved out first, but then it was just me and my little brother holding down before it. He wasn't keeping us abreast of the situation. Oh. Like when he left and moved to Florida, I think he said he was going to go visit. It was almost like the situation like, I'm going to go get some milk. But like it never came. He's like, I'm just stay down here. I got to figure out some shit down here with me and my girl. I'm like, okay, that's weird, but whatever. So me and my brother trying to figure out how we going to make rent, all this shit. Like, we weren't really working. I think I transferred my job from Office Depot, but that didn't work out, so I was looking to get a new job, and the craziest thing happened. So we ended up 2-3 months later, we can't afford the rent. We get evicted, bro. And the nigga had fucked my credit off because he had that apartment in my name.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So you talking about going through hell and back? I had to go through hell just to make it here. So we get evicted. I have to move, me and my brother. I thank God for his brother, my homie Dalen Moore. Shout out to Dalen. He's the homie. He literally helped me find an apartment because in the same apartment complex he lived in. Because I had fucked it. My credit was fucked off now because I got an eviction on my notice. And you know in LA, they don't play about that shit. So I was able to get an apartment that allowed co-signers and allowed out-of-state co-signers. Because LA usually doesn't do that shit either. They don't allow out-of-state co-signers. And out-of-state co-signer was my grandparents. Got an apartment in Van Nuys. Stayed there for a couple years. And that's not even the worst part. So at a point, I didn't have a car. I didn't have a car when I first moved here. And this was before Uber and Lyft.
Oh, yeah.
Niggas forget about those days. That's not too long ago, bro.
That was like, what, 2012, 11-ish?
Yeah, 2011, 12, literally that. That's when it all went down. Because that's when I moved here. Remember I told you, this is almost my 10 year. 10 year going to be in August in LA. And so, like, I remember working, mind you, I live in Van Nuys, but I'm working at UCLA and at the Nike 3rd Street Promenade. So I would go from working at UCLA during the day and at night I would work at the 3rd Street Promenade Nike, where the buses would stop running at a certain time.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because the public transit in Los Angeles is what? Trash.
I was thinking like 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's shut down.
It was like 10 something though, because you got to think the buses to get.
If it's on a Sunday, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. But even during the week, because they stopped around 10 something if you're going from that side of town to the valley. Like you're not getting back to the valley from that side of town after 10.
Everybody that's sleeping by the train ain't homeless. Some people got to sleep there just to wait till it come back up to go home.
Literally. And
straight up.
Because you're not going to spend $50, $60 on a taxi every night. That don't make no damn sense. So that's what happened to me, bro. That's literally what happened to me. I would sleep on park benches because I was waiting for the bus to come back around. And it'd be cold as shit. I'd be out there in the cold, like with a couple jackets on or whatever. My Nike outfit,
How did you get through that time?
But it was obviously a lot of God. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna never tell you nothing outside of that. It was like family definitely helped out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Helping the hands me. And just, I really think it was just something, bro, because I was like, I ain't gonna lie, back then I was like super depressed. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing out here. I think I'm ruining my life. I questioned everything. Like anyone would in that.
Right.
If you're going through all that, you're gonna question everything. So I think it was just more so like, and I didn't know anyone yet still, so it wasn't like I was killing it in the music game. because I wasn't. Like, right. I didn't know anyone. I didn't know anything.
Is the album done at this time?
No, the album's only been out for 2 years. But a year and a half, I think. Not even 2 years.
So this is pre-album?
This is pre-everything. I've been here. Okay, so my tenure in, which is funny because it's been 10 years, my tenure in California, the first couple of years, like 3 to 4 years, was me just surviving and figuring out how to survive here. I didn't hardly do any music.
And you didn't know nobody? Like, that's crazy.
No, only a person I knew was my best friend from Alaska. But, like, he had his own situation. He had a wife. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was trying to figure stuff out. We would later live together, but, like, that was way further down the line. But when all this shit's happening, I'm just having to figure it out by myself. And I have my little brother with me who I got to kind of help groom and, like, fend for, too.
How was, like, was it, like, fearful times?
It was. I didn't know, like, there are days where I was like, I didn't know, like, when the next meal was going to come from and stuff like that, because I didn't figure out, I didn't know how to use the EBT and all that stuff yet. Like, there were some really, really dark days, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like when I look back on it, I was like, I would never want to do it again, but you know what I'm saying? But it definitely
was worth it.
It was, bro.
Okay, now say this. And they're still going to the hospital. So but seriously, like, when did you start to push through and start seeing like your dreams started to flourish?
Well, one thing through all of this that I was doing, I wasn't recording anything, but I was still writing, but I was also still performing. I was trying to find gigs anywhere I could, and that was a whole shit show in itself. Because I remember doing shows. The first show I ever did was actually in Long Beach. And I haven't done a show in Long Beach since, but I fuck with Long Beach. So I definitely, when everything comes back, Long Beach, you on my list. Long Beach. First show I ever did was in Long Beach because Redondo Beach and Long Beach are like right next to each other. So it was nothing to get there. Right. But through all this, I was still singing. I was trying to sing anywhere I could. And it got to a point, like, I think around year 3, was like right where like R&B Live was like a big thing, and I would sing there.
I remember R&B Live was lit.
It was lit. Shout out to Teddy and them. I remember them cats. They was running it, and that was basically like the black version. Well, it was like the LA version of Showtime at the Apollo in a way. Because if you wasn't popping or if you didn't do it, if you weren't hot, they were gonna let you know. You're trash.
And in the club, they got that little fog machine.
Yeah.
That hit the thing. I got stuck right there and I couldn't breathe one time. It was like, like I thought I was going to die. I was going to have a panic attack. Woo, that scared the shit out of me. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
So, yeah, bro. And like, I would have some good nights and I would have some not so good nights. I would have some great nights and I have some nights where I bombed. But it was just like, you honed your craft. Because I was in front of like, I remember opening up for Kenny Lattimore. I remember opening up. Actually, that was a different night. But I remember opening up for Brian McKnight. I opened up for Bobby Valentino. I remember opening up for Bilal. Like, because they'll be like closing like the headline performers, but then you still got to go up and do your shit before they come on. I remember getting mad respect from all these people and stuff like that. And like, when you start to get respect from your peers, the people who you feel like is doing it or doing it better than you, like it definitely makes you feel like, okay.
And they're still going to the hospital.
Killing
it. Another one dead. Another one bites the dust.
We got me, bro. This is bad. It's so fucked up. Anyways, back to my story. So it gets to a point where it's like, no matter how hard it was getting, it felt like, bro, like, if I really put some time in this, like, there's really no limit to what I can accomplish, really. And like, and I kept getting, it was like God kept showing me little signs here and there that like, this is what I'm supposed to do. So I was like, at certain points I was singing like worship in the church, and that kept me grounded. Or I was doing something here and something there, and like you gotta, like, honestly, bro, if you can put God first, bro, everything will fall into place. And that's, I ain't gonna lie, for me, people say, oh, just put God first. It's like, it's so easy. It's not. It's like, I'm gonna give it a front. It's not hard because you want to. Like, should get to know way more. This or that or the third. And not just being authentic, but like, he always has, I don't think he's ever, ever. Without a doubt, he's never failed.
It's crazy because one of my favorite, well, I like every song on the album, but here it is. Buried at the bottom of this bottle.
Yes, I definitely was an alcoholic when I first moved here. Look out for sure.
Like I feel it. Like the emotions. It's just like I'm just like I've been in those dark moments.
Yeah, that's a very
get lost.
And that's a very reflective song too. It's just about me, talking about my battles with alcoholism and shit like that. And like it was like when I was going through those dark times, best believe a nigga was at the bottom of the bottle when that shit was happening. Like I was in it. Like my friends will tell you, like no one will ever say I was an alcoholic, but I knew I was. Like I'm way better now than I've ever been. And it's just because I think I'm really just tapped into like who I'm supposed to be, and I don't need it as much, and it doesn't like if we kick it, we do it. It's cool, but like
that's part of the pressure too. Like go back earlier, like being a man, right? Yeah. And you said your dad, if you go back there, you're gonna be a bitch. It's just like you be feeling all that. And you take that and you like, I gotta escape this feeling. Yeah. So I can get back to being regular me. And it's so hard because like you said, I gotta drink this drink so I can feel comfortable being me, so I can pretend, so I can at least do something. And then it's like the more you started doing less of what you love, and what you love becomes like anxiety, it becomes pressure. Yeah. Now the thing that used to give you freedom is the thing you're trying to escape from. Like this is why it's dope to talk to people that go through real shit, that make real music. Like anybody can come over there and shake that ba 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 ba, and I love that though. You know what I'm saying? I love that. Time and place. But you have very few people. Oh, the bad. Okay, and you have very few people that can. We'll be right back. ComptonMania, Whoa! Haoommm, and like I was saying, like you don't have like real people that tell you where they was, where I'm at. Yeah. This is why I created this song. Mm-hmm. Like
the full breakdown.
Yeah, because it's a process. Like, excuse me, when writing a song, I feel like you can't get caught up into I need to make a hit song. Oh yeah. I feel like you need to get caught up into whatever emotion you're feeling, because that's what makes something. People have to feel you. Mm-hmm. And if people don't feel you, who the fuck are you? Fact. Think about it. The wind, you can't see it, but you feel the wind.
My nigga, that's woo.
The wind touched more people than touched everybody and everything. You cannot hide from the wind.
Damn, bro, that's deep. That sounds like some shit from The Alchemist. If you haven't read it, because that's a really dope.
You know, I do need to read that book.
It did. I really do. It is a really dope story about
Pablo Coelho.
Paulo Coelho. Yeah, it's very cool.
Because Will Smith is one of my goats. And I listened to his motivational speeches, and he talked about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's so real. There's a lot of deep shit.
Man. What is next for Deavion?
Oh man.
Where do you go after this album? Clean slate.
Oof. I think not even talks, but I've been doing a lot of features, actually. One of them is with my very, very good friend, the amazing and immaculate V6.
V6.
You know, we have a record out right now.
Y'all gotta perform that for Haoommm. That's unacceptable that we ain't even had that shit.
Yeah, right. Do we have a performance track for that?
Oh, you need to get one.
Yeah, bro.
Nate, I'm going to call you out.
He could do that tonight.
Nate.
Session. Anyway.
Make it happen.
Yeah. So
we love you, Nate.
I had to do a shameless plug to the homie, because he's here. Shout out to JustCamok Productions.
Yes.
But yeah, so that, I literally probably the only nigga I know that dropped 6 features in Corona. Like, I dropped that. And I didn't know that was coming out, which was dope. That, I had my song Cocaine White with Cody Ray. Check that out if you can. Off My Chest with Cody Ray as well. I have a song with my homie Cliff. Gosh damn, I need to remember the name of that one. Hold on.
You have to do your face like that when reading it.
Yeah, it's like, shit. It's it's a couple of songs. We got a couple. Me and Cliff, we dropped like 2 songs. If you ever watch this, I'm sorry, but I'm really just having a brain fart right now. I'm trying to remember the melody of it. Like my melody. Feels like it just swimming through disorder. I want it out of bed, and I can't see the surface, but I know it will stick together. We will go so much further. Come back to our senses. That's the name of the song. Back to our senses.
That's how you do your math when you're singing.
Yeah.
Then it comes.
Yep, and then he's dropping another single. I don't know if he dropped the second one yet, but that's gonna be coming out too. And that's gonna be dope. So that's what 5 I just gave you, and the 6th one is I gotta remember that one. That one hasn't come out either. It's with my homie T Savage. We're gonna drop that soon. But I recorded most of these during Corona, and I actually got more than that. I know I got more, but I can't remember more.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're not finna let him go through all his damn fingers and count all his damn songs. But he has been busy.
I have been busy, but probably one of the biggest songs that actually technically it's like a David Guetta kind of situation. My homie DJ Wasay, shout out to Wasay. We got a banger for y'all called Karma. I came up with the concept. I did the chorus, the verses, except for my homie Bro, I'm putting myself on blast right now with these.
It's all good. Let me ask you another question.
Yeah.
You can finish that
Edit
later.
that out.
No, with you, when you create a masterpiece or a song, or whether if you know if it's a masterpiece or not, how do you feel once you accomplish it?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. There are songs that as soon as I'm done, I'm like, yo, that's a banger. Like I said, shout out to DJ Wasay. Karma, I feel like is a go.
You just know off the top.
It was just, because the concept was so dope. So the concept behind the song is crazy. So it's like, people's like, oh yeah, we were in love. We were so in love. Like when you talk about a relationship. For my most recent situationship, I feel like we weren't in love. I feel like we were in karma. I feel like we were like,
oh,
right? So I feel like the concept of the song is like,
why would you want to do that?
Well, you don't want to, but like you don't realize until it's too late.
You're just subject to it.
Exactly, right? So it's like, think you doing like, say you the nigga who was like the player nigga who used to do like women wrong left and right, like do all the ladies wrong, right? And she's a woman who's taking advantage of men more times than she can count, right? So by the time when y'all meet up, it's like an immovable force, like a stopping force meets an immovable object.
Bam!
So it's gonna
Hulk
explode.
Hogan versus Andre the Giant.
Exactly.
1980. I'm sorry.
That was a good. 86. It was 86. That's a good year.
Okay, yeah, 86. I was born in 85.
Hey.
But no, same thing.
Wrong. 80s baby. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I can't. I remember calling him about the concert. Like, bro, I got this crazy concert. Where's song? We gotta do it. And then by the time it was all said and done, we had my homie Jay, who actually came in and did the second verse. And it was crazy. He's just dope. Shout out to the homie Jay because he's fucking fire. I can't wait to work on his new project he's about to drop. But yeah. So when we did that record, it was like because it was interesting because like when I first started, it was like I don't know. And as we started to cultivate it more, it just started to feel better. It was like a snowball rolling downhill, and you're like, oh shit, okay,
it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming, and so it's like it was a really good feeling. That was definitely one of those moments. And then like, there's been a couple times it's happened, but the one that felt the craziest for me was the song I told you about earlier called "Sleep at the Wheel," because I remember I hadn't been going to the studio at the time because I was going through a lot of shit in my life. A lot of transitional stuff, like I just lost my job or something like that. I lost my job. Yeah, I did. I lost my job, and my relationship was going to shit, and I couldn't get to the studio because it was booked. Like the homies who we weren't, they just weren't linking up. We wouldn't get to the studio. So like weeks until I got to the studio. I remember going in there feeling like my life is over, and we were talking about my relationship. Me and the homie, he was like, "Dev, I think you're falling asleep at the wheel of your relationship, bro." I was like, and then my other homie who's actually producing the beat at times, shout out to my homie Deavion, one of the sickest producers I know. He's like, That's a vibe. That's a bar. And he says that, and he keeps producing like playing that happening. Like, oh, I was thinking, and I like really came up with the chorus like right there. It's like falling asleep at the wheel, and then it was just. It's not out yet. Y'all hear it soon, eventually in life. But
can we get a little bit more than that though? Just a little bit or no?
Yeah. 'Cause I'm falling asleep at the wheel, for real. It's nothing left for us to feel the will to hold on. One way to nowhere, don't know where we went wrong. Turning the corner to fuck it, we're done. That's what we get for falling asleep at the fuck. Yeah,
I can hear
falling asleep at the wheel. Yeah,
that's hard. Yeah, that's hard. And
it's hard to sing too.
I like the way how you like play with the emotions with your voice.
Oh yeah, like
it's like almost intoxicating. You holding. It's a struggle. It's a. That's why you feel Deavion. And ladies and gentlemen, this will conclude. But we're going to leave you with more Deavion.
Hop in the ride, get to the side. I'm killing that shit like it's Fortnite. Watching the sun kiss the moonlight. You nourish me like a warm pie, captivating like a zeitgeist, taking me to another time. So I'll wait it out. You already had me vexed, and I'll take it down. You already know the rest. Skies are closing, and I'm craving your plunder. Coffin is close for the night. You're my eternal demise. You're my late night and delight. I know it's right. Yeah. You got me perched like a high chair. Shots at your back like it's no fair. Trusting you till it's time to play. So I'll wait it out. You already had me vexed, and I'll take it down. You already know the rest. Don't let me go, baby. Don't let me go. Don't let me go, baby. Don't let me go. Don't let me go, baby. Don't let me go. Don't let me go, baby. Don't let me go. Don't let me go, baby. Don't let me go. Don't let me go, baby. Don't let me go. Don't let me go, baby. Don't let me go. Don't let me go, baby. Don't let me go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Haoommm After the Show. And no, this isn't tea, but it will be. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where you can find Deavion.
Yeah, all the socials. Maybe it'll pop up down here or something like that. You can find me on IG, Instagram at iamdeavion. I am Deavion. On Twitter at iamdeavion. I am Deavion77. And on Facebook, it's actually my full name, because Deavion is actually my real middle name. So it's Devin Deavion. Or just Deavion Music. You can find me on there too. And if inquiries for booking, DeavionMusic@gmail.com.
And ladies and gentlemen, remember, life is a journey. There's going to be some dark days ahead. Don't give up. Just keep pushing forward. Fight for love. And you will get to where you get to as long as you don't quit, as long as you don't give up. And remember, when you put in work, God sends angels or the universe, whatever you prefer. But ladies and gentlemen, Haoommm. Wisses. Haoommm.
Haoommm Radio. Haoommm Radio. But it's a podcast show.